Which one is correct? ¿Un libro o el libro? What about el pasaporte o un pasaporte? What's the difference? Hola, bienvenidos a Key Spanish. Soy Alejandro, and in today's lesson we are covering definite and indefinite articles in Spanish. This is part of Unit 3 of our course for beginners. Make sure to check out the playlist for all of the previous lessons and as well as the future ones that we will be publishing throughout the course. And the goal is to decide what gifts to buy to some relatives and friends at the end of this unit. In previous lessons, we covered the demonstrative adjectives, irregular verbs, preferir and costar, and this one is the sixth one of the unit. And aside from definite and indefinite articles, we are covering that in the context of things to take on a trip. And that's because John, if you remember, is going to Mérida with Sergio, to el Teatro Romano, and he has to pack. He went shopping in a previous lesson, and now he's ready, and has to pack all of these things. In the picture on the left, número uno, you see unas gafas de sol, first things he needs. And what about dos? ¿Qué es dos? Remember to participate with me, interact, don't just passively watch the video, but try to answer the questions and learn with me, okay? So, dos, ¿qué es dos? El pasaporte. What about tres? La pasta de dientes o pasta de dientes. What about four? Cuatro? Well, unos libros. He wants to take some books. Cinco? ¿Qué es cinco? Una camiseta. Una camiseta. If you don't remember the words for clothes, check our previous lesson on that topic, okay? What about six? El seis. Unas deportivas. Unas deportivas. También puedes decir unas zapatillas de deporte. Siete. ¿Qué es siete? El cargador del móvil. Very important, the charger, right? If you run out of battery on your phone on a trip, not good. Número 8. ¿Qué es el 8? Es el gel de baño. Necesita gel de baño. Pause the video if you need more time to think and check the words on the right. Okay, don't worry. And this is a video and that's the benefit of it. You can take it at your own pace. Número 9. ¿Qué es? El 9 es dinero. And it's money. Dinero. Remember, you can have money en efectivo, con tarjeta, when you pay. We covered that also in the lesson about shopping. En efectivo con tarjeta. 10. ¿Qué es el 10? Es ropa interior. Necesita ropa interior. 11. Unos pantalones. Y 12. Un cepillo de dientes. Okay? So these are all the things that John is packing for his trip to Mérida. And now let's take this context to take a closer look at these three groups of words. Let's see if you can notice the difference. Un cepillo de dientes, unas gafas de sol, una camiseta, el cargador, el pasaporte, dinero, pasta de dientes o gel de baño. Well, the first group is using indefinite articles, the second definite articles, and the third the zero article, technically speaking, or no article at all. And let's explore why. So we use un, unas, una, or unos when we talk about any particular object inside a class. So it's just a t-shirt out of the many possible t-shirts I could take. So you have a set of t-shirts in the floor and you say, grab una camiseta, coge una camiseta. The other person would not be able to identify which one, would take any. Any of them works as long as it is a t-shirt, okay? This is different from using the definite article el when the object can be identified by the listener. If I say el pasaporte, so for example, ¿tienes el pasaporte? Do you have the passport? It can only be the passport from John, John's passport. right? Just logically speaking, generally you don't have two passports, right? You could have, but when you say the passport is not one of the many possible options, it's just the one that is your own, okay? So it's evident which one is it. Then the charger, also the charger from your phone, it's easy to identify. In the right context, if you say, oh, I forgot the charger, he olvidado el cargador, then you know which one are you referring to, okay? If you have a set of many chargers on your drawer, and you can say the other person, pick up a charger, coge un cargador. So it could be one of many. In this sense, this is very similar to English. And now you have the situation where there is no article. And we don't use article when talking about an indefinite amount of an uncountable noun, okay? So things like dinero, you cannot count dinero. You can count euros or currency or bills, but not money. You cannot have un dinero, dos dineros, one money, two monies. So when you refer to money as an indefinite amount, then you wouldn't use an article. The same with toothpaste or gel de baño, right? So shower gel. You can count the bottles or the tubes of it, but not the substance, right? So in this context, you would not use an article. You would say pasta de dientes or gel de baño. You could also use the article in these last two examples if you are referring, although not saying it explicitly, to the bottle, right, or to the tube. But, well, right now we are using it without the article because it's a noun, uncountable noun, okay? Un sustantivo no contable. This can be a bit abstract with the articles, but just remember, right? When it's any object of a group, not one in particular, then you use an indefinite article. When you refer to something specific that you can identify with the example of a passport is pretty clear, right? El pasaporte, then you use the definite article. And for a non-defined amount of an uncountable noun, then we do not use any article at all. Dinero, pasta de dientes, gel de baño. And let's do a quick recap of the forms of the article now that we know when to use them. The masculine singular is un, like un cepillo de dientes. The feminine is una, like una camiseta. Plural, unos, unos libros. And feminine plural, unas gafas de sol. For the definite is el, like el pasaporte, la cartera, los documentos, las llaves. El, la, los, las. And now let's go back for a bit to a situation we saw in a previous lesson about demonstratives where Sergio and John were shopping and Sergio asked John, ¿cuáles son más elegantes? ¿Estos o estos? Referring to the shoes. And John says, prefiero los marrones. Los azules son demasiado caros. This structure uses articles, the topic of today's lesson, to refer to an object without repeating the word. Like in English, you would say, I prefer the brown ones, los marrones. Or the blue ones, los azules, son demasiado caros, are too expensive. So this is a good use of the articles that you need to be aware of in the context of shopping because you will use it quite a bit. Now let's practice this concept. Inés, you also remember from the past unit, this girl that John matched with is preparing for going out and is texting with a friend. And she says, no sé qué zapatos llevar a la fiesta. ¿Cuáles prefieres tú? I don't know what shoes to wear to the party. Which ones do you prefer? Now look at the picture and what would be the answer in the text of the friend? How would you reply? Well, you would say, los rojos. Los rojos son mis favoritos, the red ones. Son perfectos para la fiesta. Second scenario, ¿y de estos vestidos cuál llevo? What's the answer? Es más elegante y queda mejor con los zapatos. El negro es más elegante y queda mejor con los zapatos. You need to be mindful of the agreement, both in gender and noun. If you notice, we say los zapatos with the definite article in the masculine and plural form because there's zapatos. And now the masculine singular because there's el vestido. So the agreement in this structure with the articles is very, very important. If you are enjoying the lesson so far about articles, please dale a me gusta, give it a like. Es gratis, it's free, and it helps us a lot. And we have seen throughout this lesson what John is taking with him to Mérida, que lleva John a Mérida, la maleta. And now you just heard or read Inés texting about que llevo hoy para la fiesta, right? So the verb llevar, llevo, is quite common and has different meanings. Let's take a look. Look at this sentence. John says, no llevo mi cámara de fotos en la maleta. Which one is the meaning of llevar in this context? Is to carry or to wear? To wear. Well, no llevo mi cámara is I'm not carrying my camera, or I'm not taking with me. Carry, take with you, would be one of the meanings of llevar. But Sergio says, hoy no llevo chaqueta, then means llevar, I'm not wearing a jacket today, as well as hoy llevo mi sombrero, I'm wearing my hat today, right? So first example, to carry, second and third, to wear, llevar. And the last one, llevo a Cáceres un regalo para mi sobrina. Which one is it, to carry or to wear? Is to carry. See, I'm carrying to Cáceres present, or again, I'm taking with me. Also, maybe more natural translation is the meaning of llevar in this context of the last sentence of Sergio. And now is your time to participate. Remember, one of the principles in our channel, in our course, is to not be lazy. No seas vago. So you have heard John, you have watched what he's taking with him to Mérida, and I want to ask you, ¿qué llevas en la maleta? What do you have in your suitcase and tu maleta? If you are going to Mérida for 2 days, 1 night, what would you take with you? It's the summer, right? So it's not too cold, it's quite hot actually. What would you take? Tell me in the comments, give me a list of the things that are important for you to take on a weekend trip to Mérida in the summer. I'm looking forward to seeing your answers in the comments. And that's it for today's lesson about articles, definite, indefinite articles, and the use, or well, not using the article, remember, when referring to indefinite amounts of uncountable things like money. And if you have more questions about articles, because these are quite a complex topic and there are many other contexts in which you need to be aware of that, I have a recommendation for you. As part of our Spanish Beginner Kit, we offer, again, as you probably already know, many resources to get you started with Spanish. It's perfect for beginners. Resources to learn vocabulary, to get some input, grammar resources, ways to practice your Spanish, both writing, with lessons, exchange apps, even a study template for you to organize all of your learning. We have a section of other tools. We already talked about Spanish Dict, Forbo, Language Reactor, etc. But I want to mention word reference forums. We have a link here, and this is a great place to ask very specific grammar questions. If you have any doubts, for example, about articles, in this forum you can search and you can look for definite articles, right? Here on the top, I'm sure if you are hearing and you are seeing it, but now you see the answers, definite articles, for example. And the guy asks about these 3 sentences with articles. Should I use this article or this other one? And someone replies to this very specific question. And we have many, many others. You can see this is a very active forum. Even if the design seems a bit old, you have answers for Spanish, English, Español, Inglés. You can see, for example, grammar, Spanish, English grammar, that the last answer was today at 8 a.m. So it's this very, very active forum and people ask all sorts of questions. Definitely check that forum and all the other resources we are offering in our beginner kit. It's completely free and you will find the link in the description. And now that's it. If you don't want to miss out on future lessons of this course for beginners, make sure to subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell. We are publishing throughout this course one lesson every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And that's it for today. Thank you very much. Soy Alejandro, de Key Spanish, y nos vemos en clase.